everyone, welcome to Build. We're live from London and we have a very special guest joining us this afternoon. She's shot to fame as 1/5 of Girls Aloud. She's now going it alone. Please give it up for Nadine Coyle.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. If you have any questions for Nadine, you can tweet them at Build Series LDN, or if you're watching us on Facebook, leave a comment and I'll try and get to as many of them as possible throughout the course of our chat. Nadine, welcome to Build. How the devil are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me. This is so nice.
You're very welcome. Lots of fans in today, which is great.
I recognised most of the people too. It's lovely to see. I'm like, hey.
So I want to dive straight in and talk new music.
Yes.
The new EP comes out tomorrow, I believe.
We have Girls on Fire coming out
Tell
tomorrow.
us about that.
That is, I wish we could play it in the background. That is one of those songs that when I first started singing it, I was like, this is really, really big. Just a huge chorus. And I love what it's saying in it.
Is this the cover?
That's the cover, yes. Just
Very
relaxing,
glam.
just you know,
hanging
as you
out.
do in a sofa in a garden. And it's just a huge song that's kind of so fun. It makes you, sometimes when I listen to it, I feel like I've had too much coffee. I'm like, oh my God, stop, especially if it's really loud. So I just hope that people put it on and love it and it makes them feel good and wants to get up and dance and feel strong and that we're all coming from a position of power.
Yeah. Do you still get a thrill when you release new material? Is it still as thrilling as the first time when you first released material Girls Aloud?
Yeah, it's terrifying, to be honest with you. I mean, I have really tried to just kind of not do anything, just try to be like, oh. And then people keep saying, oh, the song's out tomorrow, or it's out next week, or it's like today, is in tonight.
Yeah.
It's like, just stop. So I try to like chop and cook and make soup and just zone out of it all, just let it be.
It's another Xenomania track, isn't it? Like Go to Work, the first single was by them, who you work with a lot with Girls Aloud. What's the secret of that success, do you think, that working relationship? Because, you know, you just seem to work so well together.
Yes, I met Brian when I was still auditioning for Girls Aloud, and that was when I was 17. And we've worked together since then. We've done every Girls Aloud track that we've done, hit that we've done has come from Brian. And it's great just to work with somebody that you know so well that you can, you know, there was a line that somebody had written and it was about me giving someone coffee. And Brian was like, take that out. I'm not comfortable with Nadine giving people coffee. It's like, what? But okay, Brian. So it's really, really great. And then you can share when things go really well and people really like it. You know, you can have that real camaraderie of, this is great. This is why we're doing it.
And has he done all of the forthcoming album? Which we're very excited about, by the way.
Brian has.
Yeah.
We have so many songs. And then we have a lot of things that I've done or songs that I've written as well during the time or things that are a bit more, maybe more personal lyrically, some of the things. So yes, it's very exciting. And the plan is to just keep putting out songs and keep putting them out and keep putting them out and they just be part of people's lives and hopefully enjoy them.
So it sounds like quite a collaborative sort of experience when you're in the studio. Is that true?
Yes, it is. It really is. And Brian is the master of having 20 different versions of each song.
Yeah.
And then you're just so confused. You're like, oh, do I like this version better or do I like this version better? And then when you're trying to play them back, you're like, oh no, is it May or is it April that I prefer? Which is great too.
Because he has a really unusual approach to songwriting, doesn't he? And that whole team do, where they do sort of jams and different segments and then put it together like a jigsaw rather than writing a song from start to finish. Is that still how you work on the solo stuff?
Sometimes. Girls on Fire was not done like that.
Right.
That was from beginning to end done in a kind of a cohesive, and it came from the chorus. And then kind of the song was built around that.
Yeah.
So yes, that was done slightly different.
We've had a question in already on Twitter from Nadine Coyle Aya. Will you release any of the London Grammar influenced songs you did a few years back?
Yes, I will.
Great.
Because it's so easy now. Before, when you were having to put music together, somebody had to get it, you put it onto a CD, like a physical copy, put it out, get somebody to put it in a shop. It was a whole long process. Whereas now you just upload things. So why not just upload the things and then let everybody decide? People can choose, this is the way I like Nadine doing it, or this is my favorite, and just let it be there.
It's a great approach. Is there anyone else you'd really love to work with at the moment out there?
There's actually a version of Go to War, or Girls on Fire, has been done with Initial Talk, the Japanese remixing group.
Okay, yeah.
And they do great things, so I cannot wait to hear that. And then people that I would love to work with, I would love to work with Dua Lipa, because I think she's great. Ray, I think's brilliant. Anne-Marie.
It's a really great time for female talent at the moment, isn't it? So much
great.
new female talent as well.
I know. Constantly more emerging artists.
You need to get involved, definitely.
Yeah, I love it. And I met Joanna Lumley earlier before. Was she in here talking?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was amazed. That was the first time I have ever asked anybody for a picture. I had to. I was like,
I jumped
around.
straight in and got a selfie as well, so you're not alone.
Can I get a picture?
Let's talk about what it's like to record without the rest of the girls. How different is that? Because didn't you used to always demo all of the tracks anyway back in the day?
Yeah, so it's a studio thing. It's difficult to have more than one voice at the one time because the mic is like this. So if me and you were trying to talk on the same mic, so you do it all individually. And yes, Brian and I used to come off tour. And that's why a lot of the Girls Aloud songs are really low, like Love Machine is way down here, because my voice was so tired from tour. So when I was singing it then, it was so low. And then by the time you're all fine again and you go to sing, I'm like, how am I supposed to sing? Ladies, you're damn right. So yeah, I would go straight off tour and then go straight into with Brian and sing songs.
More, yeah. Girls Aloud were one of those rare things as well, weren't they? They were a pop group that the critics absolutely got on board with and loved. Did that ever surprise you? And did you love it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Of course I loved it because you want people to enjoy what it is you're doing. And people will always have different opinions and they're rubbish and I'm going to hide my face as I run onto a Girls Aloud concert or a Girls Aloud anything. But that's okay. That's all right.
What do you miss most about those days?
Being 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I miss about. Or being
you
19.
Your age that time, though.
Yeah. Being 19 was a good age. No, 23 I think was a good age. Because then you're kind of just out of your teens and you're just right into your 20s. So you're just figuring it all out and you don't have that kind of arrogance of a 17-year-old when you're like, look, I've just done biology and chemistry in school. I know everything there is to know about everything. And then you get past that and you're like, whew, I don't really know anything. And then the older you get, the less you know. So yes.
It's a steep learning curve, I guess.
It is, isn't it? But it's good.
What about your daughter? Is she a fan of your music?
She is, I think. But she she likes me and her make up songs to each other.
Yeah.
So
does she know all the old routines yet?
She loves it. But you know what she really does not like? Me trying to teach her anything.
Oh, really?
Which is so unbelievable. She's so independent. We were going on holidays. And I said, it's so great. Me and Papa can teach you how to swim. She was like, Mommy, I know how to swim. I was like, since when? You're 2 years old. She just got a bike. I was like, you can learn how to use your bike. She's like, Mommy, I know how to use my bike. I was like, since when?
Always one step ahead of you.
Always. It's like, let's learn this. Let's dance like this. She's like, no, let's dance like this. Just jumping around. And so, yeah, she knows everything according to her.
Yeah. We've had another question from Twitter. What do the other girls say about you doing a solo Girls Aloud tour, which we're going to come on to in a moment? Have they congratulated you?
Well, it's not a solo Girls Aloud tour.
No, it's a solo tour.
I did see that at one point. I was like, it's a reunion tour with just Nadine. Yeah. So you can't call it a reunion tour. Reunion. Me and Brian have had a reunion. Yeah. It just makes sense to be able to sing the songs. They're such well-known songs and they go down so well. And every time I perform them, or the other girls have performed them as well when they've done their solo stuff. Yeah. So it's just natural.
Do you have a favourite that you absolutely adore performing? Or does it change?
I really enjoyed Something New. Just because it comes out of nowhere. Just like, go, girl, go, go, go. It's like, whoa,
It does
whoa.
slap you around the face,
Yeah,
doesn't
it does,
It's great.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's always good because you can see the shock and the surprise in people's face whenever it just comes on. So I performed that a few times, and then I done biology recently.
Love biology.
And really enjoyed
Such a
that.
great song, yeah.
When I first started doing it, I was like, "What are we talking about?" People used to say it was really weird, and I was like, "Why is weird? What's weird about that?"
It's quite an unusual structure, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Whenever I was redoing it, I was like, "Yeah, that was quite unusual."
Yeah, yeah.
But really good.
Is there any that you don't like performing that you'd admit to? I mean, I don't think there are any bad Girls Aloud songs personally, but...
That song, Beautiful Because You Love Me.
Oh, really?
That, I don't like that. I don't like that
Oh,
at
that's
all.
the ballad.
It's a ballad.
Say what you see.
Well, because I thought I had listened to it and I was like, hold on a minute. So I'm only beautiful because you tell me. I'm not on board with that.
Nah, not on board
I'm
with
beautiful
that.
anyway.
As an
Not because
idea,
you
yeah.
told me or you told me, or we should all be like that. We don't need people to validate
Sure.
ourselves.
So it's not the
I
song
didn't like
itself,
it.
it's the kind of
what
lyrical
it's saying.
content.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't like what it's saying. So I just was like, I'm not going to sing on that song.
Yeah.
I'll just go, my baby, my baby.
In terms of the process of deciding what songs you were going to sing, because I suppose some of them would probably do possibly sound better as a group singing them rather than someone by themselves. I mean, like Call the Shots, for example, I could totally imagine that as a solo singer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you had to really think about when you were choosing what songs you're going to perform, or are you still going through that process?
Well, since the tour has been announced, there's been lots of suggestions. And with each one, I'm like, oh, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
That is a really good idea. So the set is definitely not set in stone yet. But when I was doing like biology or something new or some of the other ones, it was recorded. It was just re-recorded as if it was going to go out as a brand new single, which obviously it's not. It's already been done. But so the voices are on it. You just have it as if it's one person instead of five, which I mean makes it sound bulkier, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. We've had another... Oh, someone wants a shout out.
Hey.
Leo Jin asks on Twitter, can you give a shout out to all the international Nadine Coyle fans out there that are watching now?
Hello.
Go for it.
Hi. Hi from London. It's freezing outside.
We even got a bit of snow today. What do you prefer, performing as a solo artist or as a group? Or are they just completely different things altogether?
Well, I am a huge fan of having people on stage with me.
Yeah.
I really am. I rarely do things just me by myself because I like to be able to look and be like, oh my God, or did you see that? Or can you breathe? Are you going to pass out? So I like always to have that, always to have people there that you can have fun with the audience and you can do that, but it's also fun to be able to do it with people on stage. So any shows I do, I usually have people there, dancers for
But I was
go to
going to
work.
say, is that an indicator for what we can expect from the tour? You're going to have dancers and...
Well, I had a lot of dancers for Go to Work.
Yeah, a lot of dancers.
Yeah, we had a lot of dancers.
Yeah.
That was really good fun.
Yeah.
And then it's, do you do how many dancers do you take? Like what backing vocals? What band members do you take? And it's about all piecing it all together.
Lots of hair swishing as well, I hope.
Well, I just can't help myself. I wish I could. I like set my hair and it's all done and I look in the mirror and then 2 minutes later it's like all over the place. I'm like, can I just not leave my hair alone? Please.
No, it's too much fun to watch. And what about in terms of sort of some of the rarer songs that, you know, fans really, really love, some of like the B-sides and like some of the old album tracks? Do you think they'll be included in the show as well?
I think possibly.
Yeah.
Because some of the ones that have been brought up, I can just imagine how well they're going to go down.
Yeah.
You know, and the big speakers and that have never been even performed before, maybe some of them. So definitely keep coming forward with your suggestions and let me know. And
maybe some reinterpretations. Gonna slow some down, speed some up.
Yeah, we have to. We have to. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun.
So it's
and
as
tickets
much
go on
as-
sale on Friday, don't they?
They do. Go on
The
sale on
pre-sale
Friday.
was today, and
Yes.
yeah, general admission on Friday. So get them. Right. We couldn't have you on Build without talking about Derry Girls.
Woohoo.
I'm obsessed. You're obsessed. I think
Yeah.
most people are obsessed with it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true that the school in it is the school you went to, or is based on the school you went to? Have I made that up? Have I imagined that?
No, it's absolutely true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. So the writer, Lisa McGee,
Yeah.
meeting with tomorrow. So she went to the same Catholic grammar school as I went to growing up.
Yeah.
So yes, we had a sister nun as a principal, and everything. You were called into your office regularly to get, a dressing down or whatever
What
it might
did you
be.
get into trouble for?
Nothing. Much. It was so much like that. We got the bus, the same bus. I guess it was me and one of my best friends who we went to school together. She was like, I was expecting to see Marty, the bus driver, who would go and know we would always be late. So he would go around the other houses and then meet us on the way back down and just know it would be me and Rush and just run onto the bus. Marty, wait!
The bus scene is actually one of my favourites in the series when they're trying to sit at the back of the bus and it just doesn't work
Oh,
out.
how hilarious. So hilarious.
Are there any other scenes in it that really stick out for you, that really resonate with you?
I mean, I think most things do. I mean,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, is this just a dairy thing or is this just a people thing? Like if somebody's going to the fish shop, there's just never enough chips. You're just never sure.
Yeah.
Is there going to be enough? Like that happens in
that's
my
brilliant.
house all the time. I don't know how to cook for a small number of people. You would constantly think I was cooking for this whole room when I'm doing stuff. So you just rather have more than.
Yeah.
Have less.
The chip scene is another great scene.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's
It just
the
keeps
one.
going up and up and up.
And that's what happens every single time.
Yeah. One of the cast members, who is it? It's Nicola Coughlan, I think. She plays Claire in it. She
Yes.
said she watched back videos of you being interviewed to master the accent. That must feel pretty flattering.
That's really fun. And now every time I'm looking at her or I hear her accent, I'm like, I don't talk like that. What? Or like maybe she could have called. We can fix that up a wee bit. Yeah, because none of the girls are actually from Derry.
Ah, right, okay.
None of them are from Derry.
They do a really good job on the
And
accent,
they
don't
do,
they?
and it's not an easy accent to master.
No, not at all.
And they're doing an amazing job. Really great.
You hinted, well, you said it, that you're going to have a meeting with the writers.
Yes.
So I've heard rumours about this, whether to believe them or we don't know. So is this potentially something that's going to happen, that you could be in the next series of Derry Girls?
Potentially, yeah, that's something that could
That's
happen.
pretty exciting. Have you done sort of much acting before, comedy? Is that something you've always wanted to do?
Yes, I would much prefer to do comedy than other stuff. I think I don't know what it is, but when you're a girl or you're kind of the roles that I had been offered were more seductress roles, or getting Nadine with hardly any clothes on, or roles that have ended up being really great films. But I'm like, I just can't bring myself to do it. I can't. What if my mommy and daddy are watching that? I just have to pretend I just disappeared off the face of the earth, and then that film that must never make it to their TV. So yes, definitely, I would feel much more comfortable in this, and I love how she writes, and it is based on being in Derry, and it's just finding something that'll work that can fit in to how great the rest of the show is.
Yeah, definitely something to look forward to. We've had some more questions through on Twitter. RD wants to know, have you got any collaborations coming up on the album? We talked about them earlier, but will there be any on the album? Any duets, or it's?
I think there should be. There definitely should. And it's about having the songs there and then approaching somebody and being like, what do you think of this? Do you want to sing on this? So yes, I will let you all know when it's all happening. We'll know.
Watch this space.
Yes.
Shannon on Twitter, what's the best thing about touring?
The
rider?
best thing, the rider.
Do you have a rider?
I do. There's a funny story about the rider. There was a rider there, an existing rider that was not mine, and someone had suggested, well, we just send this rider through. So let me have a look. It was like champagne at room temperature, but it has to be this kind and this type of cheese and this kind of water and this and that. I was like, that is ridiculous. Like, I'll just take water, that's it.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about it, I was like, well, maybe a rosé for afterwards wouldn't go amiss. And maybe we will want a champagne just to toast after the show. Maybe people will be there. So yes, we ended up putting together a small rider.
Yeah. But you're not demanding them by the sounds of it.
No way. No.
Had another question through on Twitter from Leo Jin. I'm assuming that's not their Twitter name. They want to know, the EP will have 4 tracks, which are Go to Work, Girls on Fire, and what are the other songs, basically? Can you repeat
Gossip.
them? Gossip.
So a song called Gossip will be putting out in not too long.
Yeah.
So once Girls on Fire goes out, it'll either be 2 or 3 weeks. before Until Gossip comes out.
Okay.
And that's very laid back. And again, I just can't wait for people to hear, to then be like, okay, this is the kind of songs I like you doing, or like this and this. Totally different mood to Girls on Fire and Go to Work.
Yeah.
And then there's a cover of September song on there, just because I love the song, and we were doing it as you know, it's just a cover. And they said, oh, let's just put that on it's just a nice, happy song.
Yeah.
And then we'll be doing more singles after that, and more singles and more singles.
Lots of music to come.
So
by the sounds
lots of music to come. So
you'll
you'll
be busy.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good.
Is your whole year planned out now then, with the tour and the music releases, or have you got other stuff coming up that you know, or maybe you can't reveal, but is there other stuff planned?
Well, there's something else that we're talking about doing. That it's a show with me daddy that I have been saying. I used to say to him when I was really, really young, oh, daddy, daddy, when I make my millions, I'm going to take you on safari, daddy, daddy. And he'd be like, it's taking a long time for you to make these millions, Nadine. And there was chat about us doing some kind of show whereby we can do very interesting and exciting things. And it's for a TV show, so we're still in the negotiation process of that. But yes, it's going to be very exciting because I'm terrified of everything. I mean, car journeys to get here, I'd be sweating. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. So imagine having to go to far-flung places and do extreme activities.
So we won't be seeing you on I'm a Celeb anytime soon?
No, you won't. You will not. I'll be watching it.
Yeah. Nadine, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. It's gone so fast. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
The single is out tomorrow to stream, or from
Yes,
midnight
it
tonight.
is.
The tour goes on sale on Friday at 9 a.m, I believe, so make sure you get your tickets. Please give it up for Nadine Coyle, everyone.
Thank you.